been discussing Yoga Vasistham, and to give the background of Yoga Vasistham, it's a it's a, the author is Valmiki, who actually wrote the two Ramayanams. One is Purva Ramayanam, or the Ramayanam with seven cantos, and there is Uttar Ramayana, which is with the six prakaranas. So they are like similar to chapters or divisions within a book, and then you have individual sections under each of them, each of the prakarana. And original Ramayana is 24,000 shlokas, and Uttar Ramayana is 32,000 shlokas. So they are basically, you can see the kind of the amount of effort that went into Uttar Ramayana as well. And mostly Uttar Ramayana talks about um, Brahma Vidya. They call it, there are aliases for both of them. Purva Ramanam, they call it as Thayogam, and then Katopayam, and then the Uttar Ramayana, they gave the name as Mokshopayam. That means if you listen to the Purva Ramayana, the most of the time you're focusing on the story, and you're learning uh, Dharma, Artha, Karma. So you will be able to know how Rama and all the other characters, not just Rama, but how they have lived their lives, doing their karma, tie tie the karma to dharma. So, but when it comes to Uttar Ramayana, it is the the most of the language what they talk about in the Ramayana or Yoga Vasistham is part of it, is about moksha, and he talks about Brahma Jnanam, and he there are certain criteria he defines who is eligible for Brahma Jnanam. Mostly the intention is here to is keep an open mind, because the reason we are saying that it is we are saying keep an open mind is because it talks about one is Rama himself is a student here. So if you consider Rama as a god or incarnation, then why does he really need to listen to these something from a guru? He doesn't. He doesn't need a Brahmagyanam. He is Brahman by himself. But the story goes as if Rama has a lot of doubts, and he gets them clarified from Vasistha and Vishwamitra in this story. So if you even if somebody at least the most many gurus says, if you cannot see Rama as a student, just think of that person as somebody like you. Okay, but the intention of that is Rama himself is incarnated as human, and he was supposed to show the world how to live in this world as a human and still attain the spiritual heights. And the intention is to show it to everybody. That's what his uh, intention. And he asked all those questions for us in a way, so that the information or the knowledge which he shared um, can be given by the right people like Vasishtha and Vishwamitra, Brahmashis, to any person. So we can also become another Rama. That's what the intention was. Anyway, so the as I said, uh, qualification for Brahmagyana is the mainly open-mindedness and be able to understand, realize that you are not the body. There is something else inside the body, which is the reason why we are here or we are alive. And then get to live the life with vairagya. When I say vairagya, it's um, do the karmas, try to do the karmas without sukha and dukkha. And, if there is a if one of the things he talks about is the person should be awake um, only when he's awake he can see things in light. As a the person who is in that state is eligible for Brahmagyana. That means he is trying to say that be conscious and be aware. So now the story starts as Agastya. Um, his disciple has a question, and his question was: Is karma is better or is jnana better? Which path he should choose? Agastya answers this as you can. It's like karma and jnana. They are two. They are like a wings to the bird. Two wings to the bird. If without any one of them, bird cannot fly. So that was his response, and then he starts giving explaining a story of a father and a son. So one of the things we should remember is do not worry too much about the names of the persons, the places, and also the story itself, because some people kind of gets stuck with the think that this may have happened, this may not have happened, or these people are uh, fiction names or the stories which were created. Even if that is true, this still gives the Brahmagyan. But the intention is to take the tattva from the story. Uh, that's what the gurus explain about this particular book. So there, but most of the jnana, unlike Upanishads, where the story is given it's as a conversation, um, and sometimes it is little dry the subject, and it is lot of a lot of analytical skills are required to understand Upanishads by himself. But Yoga Vasishtyam, he explains everything in terms of stories. So from the story, we will be able to know he's trying to explain something through the story. And that gives us the knowledge that is required. Anyway, so Agastya gives he talks about that story of excluding the names here. The purpose, but the intention is to understand the theme of it. So father and son. So they have been father has been practicing the rituals from a very long time, and then the son has been following for some time, and then suddenly some in one day or a few days, he father observed the son is not following or not doing things which he used to do before. So father asked him, uh, "What happened? Is anything wrong?" Why are you not doing your daily rituals, daily practices? So then son answers the question saying, as you taught in, or as I have learned, that there are two margas and I am confused which which route I should go. And he says, talks about a pravrutti marga and nivrutti marga. So, pravrutti marga, you basically live as a gruhastu and then you do the activities like any other um, gruhastu, somebody um, who is married and who is taking care of the day to day activities. But through that, along with that you do sadhana and then you get to the moksham. That's one nivritti marga. Nivritti marga is basically you leave everything and um, get into the only thing you do is thesis, and the time you stay alone, lonely, and then try to. The intention is you are sacrificing or you renunciate everything in your life and focus on the Brahman himself. So I'm confused which direction should I go, because he has been the Gruhastu so far and he has been practicing those things because that's what his father was asking him to do. And then he stopped because he thinks maybe Nivritti Marka is better for him, or he is confused basically. So he asked the same question to father, and father says one of the things aspects actually is uh, intention is one of the qualifications the gurus talks about in this is um, it clearly says puja, japa, yaga, dhyana, yoga. None of these will get you to moksha. So these are the skills, these are the tools you use to get to the open mindedness. So it means that the intention of them is not to give moksha. The intention of that game is make you eligible for brahmajnana. Okay. So that's what father tries to tell the son. And he explains the story of Arishtanemi. Arishtanemi is the one of the king. He has he ruled for a long time, and then he towards the at some point he realized he doesn't want to continue anymore. So he leaves the kingdom and goes to the forest and uh, starts doing tapasya. He does it for a really long time, and then Indra realizes, okay, this guy is has been doing sadhana for a long time. He's eligible for swarga. So he sends his devaduta and asks him to get him to swarga. He goes to Devaduta goes to Arishtanemi and asks him, "Come, let's go to Swarga. So you are qualified to get to Swarga." And Indra is asking you to come. Arishtanemi says, "What is there in Swarga?" So at that point, Arishtanemi asks him. Devaduta says, "Swarga is because you are qualified because you have done enough punya, and people who are in Swarga has done punya in their lives, and which is resulting from the puja, yajna, yaga, upasana, any of those things, they result in punya. So if you have done enough, so you are qualified to get to swarga, and then based on individual punyas, you stay there, and you based on the punya you get different facilities. So that's the theme of the story, what he says. Then Arishtanemi says, I'm not really interested in them. And I would like to, I would, I will continue the tapasya. If I am leaving, I will leave the body. just like snake leaves its skin. And Devadatta goes back and gives the same information to Indra. Then Indra says, now he is eligible for Brahmajnana. When somebody says he is leaving his body, it means that he knows that he is not body. So at least he has come to that conclusion. It means he is eligible for Brahmajnana. So take him to um, Sage Valmiki. So and he will he will be able to uh, direct or explain him what is required to get to the moksha. That's the next step he can get to. So Brahadeva goes back and asks Rishthanemi to come to meet Sage Valmiki. So he can ask any of the questions he has to him. He will help him. So he takes him to Valmiki. And Valmiki was there. And he asks some questions to Arishtanemi to understand the the background of Arishtanemi, understand the qualifications of Arishtanemi, and then he thinks that now he is qualified. And Arishtanemi asks him, so Valmiki asks him, what are your questions? Why are you here? So Arishtanemi says, I have a question. How do I get out of this samsara? So that's what his question was. And Valmiki says, you're supposed to read Ramayana and Ramayana, when he says Khanda Ramayana, he says that read the original Ramayana, which is 7 khandas, and then read the uh, Uttar Ramayana. So them read and understand what is there, understand the theme of the Ramayana. So then you will get the moksha. You are in the path of moksha. So then he asked, is Rama a Baddha, Bandhar? So uh, Valmiki says he is neither a Bandha nor Mukta, he is a Brahman by himself. Um, so he is simply there to give us the knowledge we are looking for. So he's trying to provide an example of how to lead a life as a human. And then he explains his story. When I say he explains Rama's um, from birth to until rest of the story about how he did the whole life. And he starts like he completes his education. This is Uttar Ramayana, Yoga system. This is where it starts. He completes his education and comes back to home. So he was about 15 or 16 at that time. And asks his dad, he wants Dasharatha, he wants to go out and visit different places and come back sometime. So Dasharatha says, go, sure. So he visits different rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Krishna, Kashi, Sri Shailam, and other places which are very prominent at that time. And he, along with his brothers, he meets different people and to them, observe them. So he goes for some weeks or some months and comes back. And then after coming back, he becomes dull. So he appears as if he is in some questions, or he is not clear. He is in a state where thinks that he is not showing much interest in his life. So Dasharatha got worried and to his guru Vasistha and asks him, "This is Rama is behaving a little bit differently after coming back from visiting the kingdom. So Vasishta says, uh, "Don't worry about it. As we know, he is not going to be a person who goes into the depression. He's not the kind of person. So do not worry about it." So in the meantime, Vishwamitra, the servant comes and says, Vishwamitra is here. He wants to meet you. So Dasharatha asks him to bring him inside. So Vishwamitra comes in. Mhm. He asks Dasharatha, I need, can you send Rama to protect my yajna? So Dasharatha says he does not want, he's young. He just now completed his education. He does not have experience to fight any Rakshasas. I can come with my uh, army to protect your yajna. Vishwamitra says, uh, it's all right. I can take care of it. So he wants to leave. He was about to leave. So Vasishta intervenes and says, uh, Dasharatha, you do not know Vishwamitra. He, um, he does not need Rama to protect his yajna. He can do it by himself. So it is for the benefit of Rama. He's asking you to send him. Okay, so Rama is going to gain a lot by this. As long as he's under the protection of Vishwamitra, nothing is going to happen to Rama. Don't worry about it. So Dasharatha says, okay. So he asks servant to please get Rama here. So servant goes and calls Rama and comes back. And he actually says that to Dasharatha, Raja, so I saw Rama sitting alone. He was thinking himself, he's talking to himself. He does not appear to, he's not, look like he's not interested in anything. So he said he's going to come. But I just wanted to let you know, he has been doing that for some time. That's what he said. So then Vishwamitra listens to that and says, um, he closes his eyes and for some time and then opens it and says, great. He is in the Vairagya state. So, but this Vairagyam is not a temporary Vairagyam. This is coming from Vivekam, which means he is analyzing certain things and he he probably needs certain answers to some of these questions. So that's what. So as Vishwamitra says that Rama was there, and they asked him, "Hey Rama, we have been hearing that you are sitting alone. Do you have any and thinking about something? Do you have any questions?" So says and says that he has been visiting different places from some time. Recently, I came back. During the visit, what I found was most people are born to die and they are dying to be born again. In between the birth and death, there is nothing much. Most people are not doing much. And, they don't realize that they are not realizing that what needs to be done. And I got the question, what is the purpose of life? Is it just be born and live and die and then born again? So is this why we are here? And he actually talks about this. The questions are about 80 chapters. And then, I mean, it's called first prakarana as part of it. And then he talks about his, um, he starts with money, wealth, you can say. So I observed that people basically are thinking only three things: how to earn money, or ac- um, acquire wealth, how to save money, and how to spend money. So these are the only three things people are really getting focused. Even the educated are not exception into this. So it's a trap. They don't realize that, and then it's basically lead. It ultimately leads to sorrow and life. That he gets into the life aspects of it. He talks about life is very short. Nobody knows when somebody is going to die. The they are uh, they're not giving enough importance to the aspect which they are supposed to they should have been doing certain things, I think. He is questioning basically what should they be doing, what should I be doing. So he basically says that I do not want to be behind, uh, earning, saving, and spending. I don't want to waste my life. And I am thinking, what is the purpose of life? And what should I be doing here? Uh, so he asked that question, and then he moves on to the hankaram, ego aspect of it. So we have seen that people associate themselves to certain things in their life. Um, they have certain um, they want they want it to be, once they are associated with something, then it creates a bondage, and ultimately it leads to a sorrow. So I wanted to be peaceful. I don't want to be associated with any of these emotions, and these emotions destroy, or these bondages destroy the good qualities in a human being. I have seen them within the people. And then he gets into the mind aspect of it, and he compares the mind to. He gives an example of a stray dog. Stray dog moves from one place to one place, one house to another house. He wants to eat some food, and he wants to. Sometimes it might get some food. Sometimes it might get beatings. He moves on the whole day, and then comes back the next day morning again. It doesn't matter who beat the dog, whether it got the food or not. Still goes around doing the same thing. So it moves from, mind is like that. And if we are if we start listening to the mind, we behave like a stray dog. It, our body, our life becomes stray dog's life. So he says that, and basically you are basically in the desire. You're behind the desires because that's what your mind is about. And then I mean, we are supposed to transcend the mind. So as you can see, he is analyzing these aspects of different things, and he is actually giving jnanam through the questions, if we see it. But he's also asking questions. That's what he thinks, and then he's asking for guidance from Guru. So then next he gets into the Trishna, which is a desire. So then he talks about the desires, um, saying that desires, if you have no control over the desires, your it's like desires are like monkeys, right? So it's you move from monkey moves from one thing to another. So that's the state we get into. And then he gets into the body aspects of it. So he talks about different states of body. It starts from starts explaining from childhood to the young, to the old. So the he talks about those things, and it says the body is like a trash basket. That's the example he gives. Trash basket with diamond inside. So when it is if you see the whole light in the basket, it means that it is because of the diamond. And some anybody who we are supposed to look at the diamond because of which this basket is in full of light. And we are supposed to use our body as a tool. He says body is this temple, that there is a God inside. That's what he says. We are supposed to use this body as a tool to do sadhana and realize that, find the diamond to get to the to realize what we do, how we do, and gets to the moksha. So that's what I'm thinking. Is this is my thinking thinking straight? So that's what he was asking the question. As a child, I don't know what to eat. I don't know. I don't have the ability to actually speak up and explain what is my problem. I'm a small child. He's in constant fear of um, others, other things, because he does not have enough knowledge. As a young man or young person, um, it's always into sinful tendencies or attractions around me. As a he himself kind of he says he's a man or young boy, so the attraction towards women is and then other attractions that are in life are too much for anybody to. He actually says that not even one in a crore, uh, we will not find a person, one person in 1 crore to have not got distracted because of these attractions in their life. So then once you become old, then if you had no control or you have not done enough sadhana in your young life, old age becomes a really difficult life. Because if you have not done enough sadhana during your enough precautions, a controlled and composed life, that's what he says. Then old age, you want to eat something, you cannot eat because body does not support it. You want to do something, you cannot do it because body does not support it anymore. So to prolong to be active or young for long time, you're supposed to do these things in your young. Once you become old, you are always in the difficult state to do anything. So we can continue. We can probably stop here. We can continue tomorrow. So he gets into the uh, and how that impacts our life and stuff. So um, we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, we can stop here and we'll get into meditation now. Close your eyes, cross your legs. You can, if you have glasses, take them down. Clasp your fingers and start focusing on the breath. Start the music. Focus on the breath.